Good morning. Good morning. Let's claim best day ever. Yes. I love that. Some of you are just ready for it, so that's good. I love that because I've got the team here. If we're starting to go down the wrong road, people start putting their hands up. It's like, okay, yeah, best day ever. Oh, just wiped out that whole computer program. Best day ever. Yay, we get to do it again. Well, I'm going to take a moment and let us get centered in the space. Welcome to those of you that are joining us via Zoom. Hello. Hopefully Tracy McKinney, who does all of our marketing stuff, our Instagrams, and creates some amazing marketing tools for us and has helped Grant with some updating on the slides. She's in, where is she at? She's in Connecticut. So hello to East Coast, hello to all of you that are joining us, and those of you here in the room. Let's get centered as we just take a moment and take in a deep cleansing breath. And just letting go of anything that takes us out of this room. Knowing that there is one mind, one power, one infinite intelligence. Knowing that it flows in as and through each and every cell in our bodies. That we just connect with that oneness, that divineness that is guiding and directing us always. Knowing that something wonderful is unfolding through us, as us, in us, and in our world. As I speak my word and claim for each and every one of us today, that our intention of a world that works for everyone is flowing. It is in the mind of the I am that we are. And in creating a world that works for everyone, we first start with the I am. I am creating a world that works for me. As we all take that in first person, what would I love? Let me focus on that. Let me focus on the divinity of the I am, the beauty, the brilliance of everything I do, say, and become. As I set the intention that in this room there is healing, there is love, there is prosperity, there is joy, there is laughter. And in great gratitude for that, I just release my word knowing all is well. And so it is. So I was reading, and I always love these stories about the power of the mind. I was reading a story about a psychologist in Boston who took all of these different hotels. She had 4 different hotels and 86 different housekeepers. And 3 of the hotels, she brought all the housekeepers together and said, you know what? The fact that you're doing housekeeping is so good for your body. All the exercise that you do, cardiovascularly, it's going to be helping your body. Everything's in tune. And as you just get into your job and have that positive attitude, your health is going to go up. Your body's going to be in perfect shape. And she studied the 4 hotels. And the 3 hotels where she had given the health benefits of being a housekeeper, they all had lost weight. Their body measurements were doing really well, all of their functions, the heart, everything was great, just by talking about it. And the 4th one, they had no change in their body, no change in their weight. So I'm like, okay, speaking, I lose so much weight when I speak. Oh, thank goodness, I'm talking all the time. So finding ways to give ourselves these beautiful stories, because as some days we wake up and we're thinking, all right, what is my psychodrama today? Psychodrama of the moment. Oh, yes, my dad. I'm not handling organizational skills very well because my dad wasn't organized. Let me write that down. How do I feel about that? I feel sad. How do I really feel? I feel really sad and mad. And the problem, and then we look at where the problem stems from, and maybe we want to put it out there. So before we leave today, I'm going to give you all this wonderful self-therapy guide. So you can do the self-therapy. I'll make sure that we upload it online too so that you can get a look at it. But it reminded me when I was looking at this, because I went to Barnes & Noble, and I love that there are still bookstores out there. I went to Barnes & Noble and found some of these wonderful things where I could give myself a prescription to be happy, a prescription to take care of myself. And so today I want to talk about self-forgiveness. And I did do a forgiveness workshop on Saturday. And I always feel like there's never enough time for self-forgiveness because it's an everyday, every moment, every second thing that we can be doing to forgive ourselves because we drag around those beautiful bags of the past. And sometimes we maybe want to blame it on other people, or we're just blaming ourselves for things that we did in the past. So how can I get rid of that? The first thing is acknowledging and being self-aware. Because it was interesting this morning, I had a conversation with somebody, and already they were saying, well, it comes from my childhood. And it's like, really? Does it? How can you let that go and put that story down? For me, I like to write and rip, which was an exercise we did on Saturday. And I like to remind people of that. I call it purging on paper. Could also call it verbal vomit. Rather than saying it out loud, though, I'd rather put it to the paper, rip it up, and let it go. And then when I pick up that story again, let me go back to the paper, rip it up, let it go. So our first part is awareness. I want to be aware of the things that I'm holding on to, and as things bubble up, let me be aware. What am I feeling? Where does this come from? And getting in that space of self-forgiveness, how can I accept myself in this moment? Because sometimes we get on a story that just doesn't want to stop. Anybody else ever have that happen? It's like the story just wants to keep running. So anything that we can do, we want to go and take care of that. Now, my sister for many years taught 4th grade. And anytime a child would come up and say anything, she would tell them to drink some water. And I find this very effective. Drink some water, it's going to help. Susie hit me, go drink some water, it's going to help. I fell down, go drink some water, it's going to help. I hurt myself, go drink some water, it's going to help. So-and-so was mean to me, go drink some water, it's going to help. And it was amazing. Kids let things go, they just go drink, oh, okay, I'll just drink some water and let it help. Let it help. Drink some water, let it go. Just remember that we're just, every time we drink some water, maybe flushing our mind, clearing our minds, clearing our brains, letting it go. Finding ways to release and let go, and then step into an affirmation. Everything is happening in divine time. All is well. And some of us maybe had some really rough childhoods. I had a rough childhood. Let me go through it. And it's like, I used to, in my mind, almost be wanting to hold a sign in front of me that say I'm a child of an alcoholic, and it's almost like I wanted to show everyone, here's why I'm like I am, because of this, right? So after I kept doing that, I got sick of my story, and it's like, okay, it is time to put that story down. Because sometimes we just want to keep putting the story here. It's like, okay, now it's time for me to step up and take responsibility for my life and let go of what happened in the past. Parents were doing the best that they could with what they had and with the knowledge that they had at the time. So I can just put that story down, release, let it go, do some writing and ripping. And have some water. Thank you for reminding me. I should have brought a big bottle of water out here. Drink some water. It's all good. Just let it go. Flush our minds, flush our bodies. Let it go. Release it. So finding ways to release that work for you. Writing and ripping works really well for me. And then making sure that we are releasing the past and embracing the future. Now, I got to remember the name because I'm stuck on Brené Brown right now, but it was Byron Katie. Byron Katie wrote a wonderful book called Who Would You Be Without Your Story? I love this book. Who would you be without your story? And I actually watched her, I want to say, process people in an all-day event. We had a Science of Mind Centers for Spiritual Living conference in about 2014 down in San Diego. And Byron Katie was one of the guest speakers. And she would just bring people up, and she would ask the 4 questions. Somebody would come up crying, my dad was so mean to me, he didn't love me. Is it true? Yes. Is it really true? From my perspective, yes, it's really true. Well, how does that thought make you feel? It does not make me feel good. Well, then who would you be without that story? And it was powerful watching people because we get so caught up sometimes in our stories of the past, as though it defines us. Like my sign that I just wanted to carry around, here's why I'm like I am. And it's like, you know what? I'm better than that. We're all better than that. And Science of Mind teaches us that the universe is always conspiring, and the universe is always calling. So the universe is calling, and the universe is supporting us in our highest and best. So what can I do to work with the universe? The most important thing is be in alignment. Let me take some time and know that that spirit, that God energy is flowing through me, that it is the best day ever. And if we can't shift it here, drink some water, do some body language, get in the Superwoman, Superman stance, embrace it in our bodies, and keep letting that story go. And the more we keep letting it go and letting it go, we can start to embrace the present moment. And it's like if I come right back to right here, right now, everything is fantastic. Got loving people around me. People have been so kind. And even if people weren't kind, let me just know that maybe they're having a bad day. Because everybody's in their own psychodrama, if we want to call it that, or in their own stuff. And if they're having a bad day, all I can do is just see the brilliance in who they are to uplift them and help uplift me. What can I do to uplift myself? But back to those 4 questions from Byron Katie, because we get caught up in these stories. I'm not smart enough, I'm not rich enough, I'm not knowing enough, I don't know how. Is it true? Yes. Is it really true? Maybe. How does that thought make me feel? And if I am having a thought that is making me feel anything less than perfect, then I want to put that thought down. And let me get a new thought. And remember, who am I without that story? And even taking time to write your own new little story. Go get a notebook. Once upon a time, I was born, this magical, amazing being. And through this thing called life, I picked up a lot of tools along the way, because we've all picked up some tools along the way to help us navigate and to work with other people. And when I started looking at it from that side, it's like, you know, everything I experienced as a child, I've been able to come back to other people and say, you know what? I'm a native in that country. I understand what you're going through because I've been there. Or I don't understand at all. Wow, you've been through a lot. What can I do to empower you? And the greatest gift we can give anyone is to be fully present and to fully listen. The greatest gift we can be and do for ourselves is to be in that full present moment, letting go of the past and seeing the divinity of who we are. Get excited about the I am. If you were given the option to change places with someone else, would you want to? You know, sometimes I'll watch a famous singer or something and think, oh, wow, I'd really love to be Katy Perry. She's so cool. But would I really? You know, everybody has their own stuff. And if I had to step away from all of the things that are in my life, from my children to my family to my friends to the people I'm around, it's like, no, everything that's happening is unfolding really beautifully. And making sure that I'm taking time to see what things can I let go of. And maybe that's some of those conversations that we have with people that are not uplifting. You know, the ones you call and they just want to cry and whine about everything, and it's like an anchor pulling you under the water. It was interesting, and I haven't shared this with this group before, but when I took practitioner classes back in 1993 to 95, when I took the written exam, because school is always a social event to me, I did not pass my test. Well, they don't let you just go take your test again. They make you wait an entire year before you can take it again. And I'm like, wait, but I only missed one question. It's not fair. And yet divine timing is always happening. And so I had to go through classes for another year before I could take the written exam again. And I slowed down and I answered questions and read them correctly. But what was interesting, when I called people right after I found out that I did not pass, there were the anchors and there were the uplifters. Oh my God, I can't believe that happened to you. I'm so sad. Anchor, pulling me under the water, taking me down further. Or other people say, you know what, it's just a thing. You're already a practitioner. We're all practitioners. We're practicers of the science of mind. You're already there. It's all good. Divine timing is happening, and uplifters. And what I noticed is the ones that were the anchors pulling me way down, I knew that these are not the ones I want to call when I'm having a bad day. I want to make sure I'm calling the ones that are uplifting. So who are your anchors in your life, and who are your uplifters? I want to make sure that we're finding the uplifters and keeping ourselves in check. Am I an uplifter or am I an anchor? If I'm being honest, I'd say it depends on the day, It depends on the person. Depends on what their psychodrama is for the day or what mine is for the day. And yet my intention is to be an uplifter. So let me see people in their highest light, even if they're going through something big and crazy. And let me know that each day is the best day, because something wonderful is happening and we're here. We get to experience life. So getting clear about, what do I want to experience? How can I embrace who I am? What would I love today? And what do I want to move to in the future? How am I loving me? I think of that. How do I love me? Let me count the ways. And this is something I want you to really contemplate if you choose to today. How are you loving yourself? For me, a hot bath with some candlelight and some bubbles, always a beautiful thing. Embracing who we are. Anointing ourselves in oil. Taking ourselves out to lunch. Joining friends. Calling that one person I want to call. And once in a while, talking to somebody who's maybe made their transition. I've done that with my mom a few times. I'll go to Starbucks and save the other chair for her, have a little conversation. It's like, okay, here's my issue. I'm having it in my head, and I'll write down what I think she would say to me. And with my mom, before she made her transition, she was trying to make all that peace. It's like, I'm so sorry I didn't do this. I'm so sorry I didn't do that. And it's like, oh, Mom, let that go. So far in the past. We all did the best we could. You remember when you did this, and you did this, and you did this? Look at the grand and great things that you've done in your life. Focus on those, especially on those days when we just want to go down that road of beating ourselves up. Give yourself permission to love yourself. Give yourself permission to forgive yourself. And forgiving, it doesn't mean that we forget everything that we've done, but it's going forth, giving up, holding on to it. In fact, when I was a kid, I used to walk like this with my hands like that because I was so uptight, and some little girl came up to me and she's, oh yeah, you're that girl that walks like this. And I'm like, why are you looking at me? And I realized that, I'm just holding on to things. I need to let it go. Breathe in the fullness of life. Let it go. Love who you are. And it's like, some dramas maybe happen through our life, but it's like, here we are, here today. Able to talk, able to think, able to embrace. So embrace the I am. Know that something wonderful is unfolding. I remember Dr. David Bruner, he used to say, there's always something wonderful happening. Something wonderful's happening. And he had been out on a boat with his partner and with some other people, and he was the one that drove the car. I understand that. I like to be controlling and be the driver too, and he had his keys, and they were at the Delta. I've not been there, but the water. They pulled the boat up, and just as he was getting off the boat, he dropped his keys. And one of his students said, something wonderful's happening. I'm like, okay, yeah, great. In those moments when something happens that you're like, oh no, everybody's tired, we're all ready to go, and that was the only car, keys, and the only keys for any car to get us out of here. So then he had to call people to come get us, had to pay for new keys. But something wonderful's happening. Because even in those moments, it gives us an opportunity, even when those moments when we feel like, oh, this is not good, we still have the opportunity to make a choice. I'm going to choose that something wonderful is happening. And trust me, if you're a teacher and you've just taught everybody that and then it comes back at you, you're like, why are you saying this to me? Don't tell me that. But then we have to just laugh at ourselves, lighten up, let it go, move forward, release the past. So what are you creating today? How are you loving yourself today? So I want everybody to think about, what am I going to do today that shows myself I love myself? Maybe go pick some flowers in the neighbor's garden. No, I'm just kidding. Find some flowers, get some flowers, do something nice for you. Take a hot bubble bath, candlelight, music. Take a walk at the beach. We're so lucky out here. As I send pictures of the ocean to my brother and he sends me pictures of the snow in Nebraska, I'm like, oh, sorry. Location, location, location. Find ways to love yourself. So I want you to be thinking, what am I going to do for myself to love myself today? And when I pick up that story that isn't serving me, how do I let that go? And when I pick up that phone call from somebody that's an anchor pulling me down, oh, I got something really important to do. I'll call you later, okay? Interrupt the pattern. Because it's really easy for people to get in their pattern of just, wow, 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 wow. And it's like, oh my gosh. In Nebraska, we used to say, do you think the rain's going to hurt the rhubarb? Out here, people don't really understand it if I say that. But it's a way to interrupt the pattern if somebody's on a negative stream. It's like, oh my God, wait. Do you think the rain's going to hurt the rhubarb? It's not raining. Oh, I just was thinking about it, though. So, and then you can go into a different, I call it the squirrel factor. Sometimes we just need to go to a different topic, a different subject, especially if it's pulling us under the water. And you can feel it in your body when somebody's into their drama, or if it's same story, different day, same story, different day. Interrupt the pattern. If they're in the middle of, oh, you know what so-and-so did today? It's like, best day ever. What do you think? Let's go for lunch. Let's go for a walk. Let's do something to interrupt the pattern. And interrupt the pattern with yourself. If you get on one of those thoughts inside your mind, it's like, best day ever. Let me take a walk. Let me breathe. Let me get some water. Let me stand in the Superwoman, Superman power stance. Let me put my head up high. Because if you can look up, you can get up. And it's a proven fact that if you move your eyes and lift them up, it raises your vibration. That's why most places like here have a stage that I can stand on, so your eyes have to look up so it will feel more uplifting. So just by coming here, you're already uplifted. And I'm knowing that the inner knower inside of you is creating wonderful things, and you're hearing what is right and perfect for you, whether I said it or not, because that inner knower is guiding and directing you, because something wonderful is unfolding. And so I'm going to wrap up these words, knowing it's the best day ever. We'll do our offering, we'll do a meditation, and then I'll see if anybody wants a treatment before we close out. Because here's what happens. Grant starts shining the little light back there, and I'm like, oh, what? I've been talking too much? Whatever. I love Grant. He is brilliant and amazing, and we share office space together, so he gets to listen to me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, he's never told me to shut up, or he did say best day ever today, so I thought, oh, that's changing our subject, right? Best day ever. So let's claim best day ever as we do our offertory affirmation. Knowing that as we give, we absolutely do receive. So many wonderful ways to give, giving your time, your talent, your treasures. As we go within, divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper. All those who give and all those who receive. I rejoice in the sharing of my good, and I release my gift with love, and so it is. And I'm knowing that anytime we release anything or gift anything, that it opens up the channels for the universe to just bring more good. I did share with my group that took the forgiveness workshop that on Friday I went through the process myself. Forgive, release, let go. And as I forgive and released, a lot of little miracles started happening. Got a treasure box in the mail from the universe, also known as my oldest son, DJ. Got some flowers from someone. Had some great news about situations that are happening back home. So many good things. So as we give, just know that we've created those beautiful channels to receive, knowing that we are all in miracle readiness, ready for the good miracles to unfold. So I'm going to do a quick little visualization meditation, because I can sense that this group here is ready for some good miracles and good things to unfold. So let's go inside our heart of hearts for a moment. Just breathing in the fullness of life. As we, in our mind's eye, picture, imagine, pretend that a beautiful magic carpet has embraced you, taking you on a wonderful journey with a blanket of love wrapped around you on this wonderful magic carpet, lifting you above everything on Mother Earth. As we just see the beautiful colors of Mother Earth, knowing that Mother Earth is absolutely healthy. And as we're wrapped in this wonderful blanket of love, that every cell in our bodies, every cell is vibrating at a whole new level, a whole new light. There's healing, there's love. There's health. And in this wonderful blanket of love, we are magnetized. Magnets to the goodness, beautiful relationships, beautiful people, wonderful gifts. As we just say yes, yes, yes to all of it, I'm open. I am worthy, I am deserving, I am open for expected and unexpected gifts to flow with ease, with grace, with love, with joy, with laughter, with playfulness. Still embraced in this wonderful blanket of love above Mother Earth, as we just send some love to Mother Earth, knowing that our thoughts are things, creating healing. Everything that we send out comes back beautifully and brilliantly. That we just see the vastness of the universe on this wonderful magic carpet. Visualizing our life exactly as we choose. I see beauty, I see love, I see uplifting. I see wonderful things happening in the universe and in Mother Earth. Relationships are healed, continuing to release anything that doesn't serve my highest and best. As we just hear the whispers from the universe, thank you for showing up. The universe would not be the same had you not shown up. You are important. And feeling that embrace from the universe, from this beautiful blanket of love, as this wonderful magic carpet comes gently back down to Mother Earth. And you can just hear the sigh from Mother Earth. Ah, you have arrived. Thank you for showing up. The world would not be the same without you. You matter. You make a difference. You are deserving. You are worthy. As we just release any blocks and embrace those words, you are worthy. Allowing the whisper to come inside, I am worthy, I am deserving, I am loved. I allow the goodness to flow. Continuing to allow those words to embrace in first person. As we take another deep cleansing breath, breathing in the fullness of life. Knowing with every exhale we are sending out love as we come gently back into this space. Knowing that all is well, all is beautiful, all is divine, that it is the best day ever. Embracing the uniqueness, the beauty, the brilliance of who you are. And when you're ready, opening your eyes. Allowing that transformation to continue. Knowing the wonderful things that you're going to do for yourself today and others. Are there any questions or prayer requests, words of wisdom? Open to all of it. Yes.
Just a big thank you for what you shared with us today. And I'm going to now cancel my appointment with a psychiatrist.
Knowing all is well. Anyone else? All right. Well, the prescription I give is the prescription to love yourself, prescription to be happy, prescription to have fun. And so knowing that there is fun happening, I'm going to close this out with just a quick little closing, embracing, knowing that there is energy all around you. There is love all around you, that you're embraced in this wonderful bubble of love, that everywhere you go, magic is happening, that you just allow it today as you embrace yourself, love yourself, and allow yourself the goodness. And so it is. Have a great day, because it's the best day ever, and you're going to do something wonderful for you. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. And thank you for not messing up my notes.